Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one. It's going to be more of a discussion video. So I will be discussing some game changes that I think could greatly benefit RuneScape 3 and its player base. And recently RuneScape 3 has reached an all-time low of active players, so this video is going to be me suggesting some things that could possibly reverse this and attract more players to the game. I will be going over 5 changes that I think will benefit RuneScape 3, and if you guys have any other suggestions on how to improve RuneScape 3, then let me know in the comments down below. I am genuinely interested in what you guys think. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Moving on to my first recommendation, I think Jagex should implement a poll system for new updates and content, a lot like how old school RuneScape does it. So the way old school uses its poll system, every update that is suggested by Jagex must first pass a poll. And in this poll, only members with a total level of 300 or above and with a minimum total playtime of 25 hours can participate. And any poll that has a yes option must have 75% or more votes to actually pass. So well over the majority of players voting need to accept every update that comes into this game. And I think this is an important feature to add in RuneScape 3 because right now RuneScape 3 players have no say in any updates or features that are added or even removed from the game. And not everything Jagex decides to do is best for the game. And honestly, I think adding a poll system would actually greatly benefit both Jagex and the RuneScape 3 player base, since then all content added into the game would be approved by the majority of the player base, leaving us with a lot less drama regarding game updates. And this would just make it so everything added into the game is what the majority of players would like. And recently there has been a lot of uproar regarding some changes made to the game, especially the removal of the sigil slot. Now, I'm not saying that the voting system is perfect, since there is that possibility for players to vote multiple times using alt accounts, but I don't think that it would impact the voting that much. Overall, I think it is pretty obvious that a vote system would be a big improvement to what we currently have, since it will at least give us some input as to what we want to be implemented into the game. Another change that I think would be amazing for RuneScape 3 is a bit of an unrealistic one, but I think that removing or at least reducing the amount of microtransactions in RuneScape 3 would make many more players play the game. And just the fact that you need to spend money to buy extra action bars, presets, or even bank slots is pretty ridiculous to me. First of all, there are so many different abilities and combat styles that more action bars is pretty much necessary for any kind of high-level PvM in this game. And the fact that there is no way of unlocking them besides for paying for them is pretty frustrating for me. And then the same would go for the bank slots and the preset slots as well. And then moving on to the more controversial microtransaction in the game, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So this, you can literally buy XP with real money, and for me this completely contradicts what RuneScape is all about. This game is meant to be a long and grindy game, so having the option to purchase XP is just ridiculous to me. And I know there are some promotions where you can actually buy 2 to 3 mil XP for literally $5. So this is why I kind of think that accomplishments in RuneScape 3, they don't really feel like they used to. And the fact that the game is really old does have something to do with this as well. But I just don't like that idea that you can just buy XP that easily. And honestly, I think that over the past few years, Jagex has been drowning RuneScape 3 in microtransactions. You can look on the RuneScape news page, and pretty much anytime you do this, you'll see that at least half of these posts will be about some new microtransaction added into the game, or, you know, Wheel of Fortune events or whatever. And sure, it is a great way for Jagex to earn money in the short term, but the longer microtransactions are a big part of this game, the faster RuneScape 3 will die. Next, I personally think that totally revamping the beginning of the game and giving more guidance to players would greatly benefit RuneScape 3, and I am pretty sure Jagex is currently working on something like this. so that it can be in the game before RuneScape 3 Mobile is fully released. And currently we have a pretty good tutorial on Ashdale. It could probably be a bit longer just to add some more things to it, but once you complete this tutorial, you are just dropped off in Gielinor without any guidance whatsoever. And any player who tries to get into this game will probably feel completely lost and have no idea what to do after this. So this being said, if more guidance was added, perhaps by doing some new low-level quests, I think this would be able to get new players to continue playing rather than just dropping the game a few minutes in. And this will be really important to have before the full release of RuneScape 3 Mobile, so that all the new mobile players will be given enough instruction to actually understand what this game is about. And honestly, I think this is one way that RuneScape 3 could double or possibly even triple its player base if they can keep new mobile players playing RuneScape 3. As for the next change that I would like to see more skills being revamped, a lot like the mining and smithing rework. So some skills, for example, like woodcutting or construction, or maybe a few others. As we know from the mining and smithing rework, it was a really popular update that gave all players refreshing new content to enjoy. And this update was also really nice because it made the skills easier to learn for new players as well. So hopefully another skill rework would be able to do the same thing. Even just adding new skill methods, just like the big game hunter, that would be pretty cool as well. I always like just adding on new fresh content. It is kind of refreshing and makes you want to play the game a little bit more. But I would like to see them focus on, those older skills that could use reworked, especially to make it better for newer players coming into the game, easier for them to do it and actually enjoy this game. Another really cool change to RuneScape that I think would really help new players to play this game is allow some more member content to be free to play. And I was thinking that giving free-to-play players a level cap of maybe level 30 for some member skills would really help attract new players and get them to stay. Also, since RuneScape is constantly being updated and more content is coming into the game, it kind of makes sense to give the dead member content to free-to-play players just to try out. More areas could be given to free-to-play players as well, which would make their experience in RuneScape much better. It would also be really beneficial if all of these things could be implemented for when RuneScape 3 Mobile is released. As there is going to be many new players joining the game, having more content for them to actually try out would be a great way for them to actually enjoy this game more and a bit more of an incentive to stay. And then they will eventually probably, try out the member content since there is a lot more of it now. So I think giving out some more free-to-play content would be a really nice idea. Some ideas of some things that they could give out, God Wars Dungeon 1, it's rarely used now. You could give that to free-to-play players. It probably is kind of risky giving them a pretty solid boss like that. But I don't know, you could. Also Sacred Oil, that would be another thing that you could give to free-to-play players. And really just giving this dead member content to free-to-play players, it's just a great idea. It will make the content used again, which would obviously help the economy by a little bit. So I think it would be a really nice way to get free-to-play players to stay, and also getting this dead content that not many people actually do nowadays, get it to actually be used more. Overall, I think the main changes RuneScape 3 needs is geared towards attracting new players. RuneScape has had many dedicated players over the years, but there always comes a time when players have had enough of one game and they're ready to move on, take a break, or even quit. So an influx of new players will be able to counteract the number of players leaving, and perhaps it could make RuneScape 3 as popular as it once was. Personally, I think that something needs to be changed with RuneScape for it to be able to last as long as possible. And getting new players to not only play the game, but to stay would definitely do this. So if you guys have any comments or suggestions of some ideas that you think would benefit RuneScape 3 or allow it to gain more players, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I really am interested in what you guys think. And anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.